Happy Monday. Welcome in. My name is Nate Brennan. He's the Husker Hall of Famer, 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland. You're listening on the block, 93.7 The Ticket. 402-464-5685. Sutter Heyman text line, Honda of Lincoln hotline. Give us a text. Give us a call. If you want to hop on the Sutter Heyman Jewelers video stream, see what's going on here in studio. Catch strict remote today. A little bit icy, wintry conditions. So just head on over to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You can check us out on all of those streams. Give us a like, share, subscribe on all of those. Go ahead and comment. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know what's on your mind on this dreary Monday, I feel like is the best way to possibly describe it. Certainly not ideal conditions out there, so please make sure you're staying safe, slow down your speeds, be on the lookout for ice. I know this week in general is going to be a dangerous one on the road, so if you can avoid them, please do so, and please just take extra precaution because it is going to be a rough couple days on the streets. So that's why we got Eric Strickland, the Eric Strickland, I should say, joining us remote today. What's going on?
What up, my guy? How are you today? I'm doing okay, man. Hey, listen. Here's the beauty about, I think, the season 8, right? So sometimes life can put you on the outside, and even though you have some protection, you have some covering. Right. People are struggling right now. It's really tough out here. Situations for people have gotten dire. It's cold. People are having blackouts. I mean, it's a rough season as we go into this holiday season as well, right? And just the little things I think about, man, I just wanted to just throw it out there. So I had a garage. This is just my thought for 2023. So much has been going on, man. The stuff I wish I could share with you guys and share with you. I might have to have Ryan back on for a cerebral update, man. Tremendous information going on there. Yeah. But I had a garage, right? I had a garage that was a detached garage. And I'd always been, petitioning and putting in like, hey, can I get me an attached one? And all this time it's been a delay. We had a new company that took over, and now we got another delay. Check this out, Nate. At the time when the weather is starting to get its worst, right? At a time when everything is starting to look bleak and dire, I end up with a garage that's attached at the perfect time.
There you go. How about that?
I mean, that's the little stuff, man. It's just, it's not always the big things in life, man. And so there's little progressions. There's little growth. Corn is not born. Hear me now. Corn is not born overnight. You've got to plow it. You've got to prepare it. You've got to seed it. You've got to fertilize it. You've got to water it. You've got to do all these different things to protect it and to allow it to grow. So that's just a little something for everybody out there listening. I know it may be hard out there. I know it'd be tough, but sometimes it's the little things, it's the little growths that we sometimes miss that I hope you guys are able to find in just in life in general.
You know what? I appreciate that, Strick, especially on a Monday, starting the week off right with some good news. Just a little update right now, what we're looking at on my handy-dandy 1011 Now weather app. On Wednesday, high of 21, low of 9 below zero, expected to have 3 to 5 inches of snow Wednesday night. Heading into Thursday morning, it looks like 1 to 3 inches, another 1 to 3 inches, I should add, with gusts over 50 miles an hour. Again, if you're able to stay home, if you're able to work remote, please do. Please take care of yourself and your family because these next couple days are going to be rough ones. And as we all know in Nebraska, this is nothing new, but you definitely want to take the extra precautions to keep yourself and your family safe. Again, 402-464-5685. Honda of Lincoln hotline, Sutter Heyman text line. As always, we want to hear from you guys. We're going to start out with some Nebraska ball. Nebraska will fall to Kansas State. Going to go over some of the numbers because I'll be honest with you, they weren't great. So we're going to go over some of those. Strick's going to break it down for us as he always does. So Nebraska this past Saturday would ultimately fall to Kansas State 71-56. Rough night from the floor for just about everyone outside of Wilhelm Breidenbach. He will be your high point scorer with 13 points in just 21 minutes. But as a team, Nebraska 18 of 56 from the floor, shoots only 32%, a little bit better from the free throw line, 16 of 22, 72%. Keisei Tamanaga, for what it's worth, would still remain 100%. So on the season, he's still not missed a free throw, the one bright spot. But then on the other end, not as much struggles for Kansas State. They'll go 24 for 60, 40% from the field, 36% from three. Their free throw shooting was a little bit more off at 68%. Nebraska out-rebounded by just one. So in the rebound department, Nebraska still looking pretty good, led the way with 28 points in the paint. But I think the story in this one, Strick, was the inability to shoot the three ball. Nebraska only 4 of 21, 19% from three, 32% from the floor. Didn't get too much production from their starters, and kind of an odd night from Derek Walker as well. Goes just 1 for 5 from the floor. Very uncharacteristic, to say the least, from him. So break it down for me, Strick. What went wrong from this one, and what are some of the takeaways?
Well, something that we're starting to see, especially in this game, is that I've mentioned it some on the block, but they're starting to run a little bit more stuff through Derek. And this is why it's important for him to be able to read, respond, know where the potential of guys are going to be coming at him, digging against him, understand what they're trying to do. And that's what you usually do earlier in the game. You kind of get a bearing, similar to like if you had the chance, those who had a chance to watch the Bud Crawford fight. If you had a chance to do that, you would understand what I'm saying right now. And look, I don't consider myself to always have all the wisdom or know everything. I don't think I'm the greatest analyst person on sports, but there's things that sometimes I can see and I can catch, and that's okay. So some that may understand me, some that may not, that's fine too. I get it. But here's an example, Nate. In the Bud Crawford fight, that Bud was more gifted, more talented, more seasoned than the opponent that he was going to be going at. Guy had tremendous heart. He was going to fight the battle. He stayed in the mix. Now, what happened in that fight is Bud was just gauging. He was taking his time. His punches weren't crisp. He was just getting a good feel on what it is that the defender was trying to accomplish against him in the fight. That's what I wanted to say. And then what happens is all of a sudden Bud turns it up. Once he's kind of understood his speed, once he understood what he's trying to do defensively, once he understood what he was trying to do on the offensive side as far as his attack, then he can begin to open up on his stuff, right? That's what I was trying to say about Derek Walker. In the beginning of the game with Derek Walker, because they're going to run a lot of stuff through him, he has to understand all the parts of the defense and what they're trying to do defensively to stop him. He's a heavy part of their game plans. So he has to know where guys are going to rotate from. He has to know where guys are going to dig from. He has to know that once I put this ball down, where's my next threat? Similar to an Air Force pilot, similar to somebody that's doing beyond visual range fighting in an Air Force in a plane. They have to do an assessment of everything that's going around them, right? That's what he has to do. Derek hasn't found that yet. And this is why he had 5 turnovers. That's a trend that's starting to go. He's having more turnovers because he's not really right now being able to read and assess where things are coming from. And it's causing him to make some mistakes. If that's going to continue to happen, he has to be better in that area. And listen, there's another part of it, Nate. The offense has to run a little bit more. I know Fred was trying to eliminate a lot of what was going on last year, a lot of the bad shots, by making them slow down, get into stuff, run stuff. But the difference is this team doesn't have a guy like, for example, Bryce McGowan's had the ability to break defensive down. He can create space and get into his own shot. There's really nobody on this team that can do that. Most of them have to get help. And so if you're seeing numbers like you saw in this game, Nate, low assist numbers, look at the difference. The difference in this game is they only had 9 assists where Kansas State had 20. That's what it's got to look like for Nebraska. They've got to put bodies on people. They have to run for opportunities. They have to get out in the open court. If they get a rebound, they have to push because they can't allow teams to get set up against them because they just don't have that breakdown abilities yet. So all the shots they're going to take, if they're playing a good defensive team like Kansas State is as well, it's going to be tough for them. And as you saw, bad shooting night, especially from 3 also from 2, which causes you the game. You can't win in the Big Ten consistently. You can't win a lot of games consistently if you're shooting those type of numbers and you're only scoring 50, 60 points a game. It's going to be really tough.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too, you bring up the assist number, Strick, because on paper, we talk a lot, obviously a very inefficient game from Nebraska, which is going to kill you, but we talk about all the time the rebound numbers and how Nebraska has to be a physical team. They have to at least, if not win the rebound battle, be within 5 rebounds or so. And you see Nebraska, for what it's worth, rebounded very well against Kansas State, who was a bigger team. Do you think that moving forward, going through Derek Walker is kind of a curse in a sense? Because I'm looking at the fouls and Derek Walker finding himself in foul trouble again. And we saw what happened with Nebraska during that 5-game stretch when Derek Walker wasn't on the court. It didn't look great. And we talk about the depth of this team all the time, too. Now, Breidenbach putting in some pretty valuable minutes, very efficient, probably the only really efficient guy from the floor, shooting 5 for 9. Casey really struggled in this game, too, as well. And then you see Blaze only playing 2 minutes. So do you think that's cause for concern that if Walker is going to be the center point of the offense and is going to be that physical presence inside, that he's going to find himself in foul trouble like he has been recently?
Not necessarily. I think offensively he's going to be fine. I think he has to understand not to reach, because he has good hands. He can steal balls. So he has to not get those cheap ones, similar to Breidenbach. Breidenbach's, he gets out on the floor sometimes. He'll get these cheap fouls. It's like, right. That's come on, just move your body, let him go, and you did your job. He wants to try to put the body a little bit extra in the way of the offensive player, and it ends up being a foul. So it's just really knowing and picking your spots. I think the thing that's troubling to watch is CJ Wilcher's been struggling as of late, right?
Yeah.
He's not shooting a high clip either from 2 or from 3. Then at playing a clip he's playing at the size he is, you'd like to see him do something uniquely different, whether that's in the rebound category, the assist category, or getting some steals, none of which he does. So right now there's just a net negative, which he shows a -12 on his stat sheet. You know what I mean? You're going to get a net negative if there's nothing else that you can provide out of that. The other struggle has been Bandemil. So when you're seeing Bandemil you're not seeing shots from Griesel. So either that's lack of aggressiveness, and you're not seeing high assist numbers from your guy that's supposed to be handling the ball tremendously. That's a problem. It's good to see Jamarcus Lawrence hopefully be able to gain a little bit more confidence, a little bit more minutes out of this game, especially with Casey struggling, and him and Breidenbach at least playing solid. That can help down the road as far as expanding that rotation a little bit. But other than that, yeah, it could be a struggle unless they do a little bit more in the open court to get some easier opportunities instead of just having to run sets, which they don't have the personnel to consistently just only run sets. They have to be able to score in the 70s to be effective and potentially winning games, and they're just not doing it right now.
Now, I don't know if this is just because of the fact that Nebraska was down big early in this one. They went into the half down 13, 39, 26. But I know Virginia Tech's philosophy, and I hate bringing in Virginia Tech all the time, but I think there might be a few parallels in this, is that for the past 2-3 seasons, Virginia Tech has been entirely live or die by the 3. Unfortunately, when you run that type of basketball, you're going to have games where you explode. You saw in the ACC tournament last year, Virginia Tech gets hot at the right time. You end up winning the ACC tournament, and then you get blown out in the first round of the tournament, in the NCAA tournament. Do you think that Nebraska is going down possibly that route? Or do you think it's more of the case that they're down early? Because you look at the game against Purdue, a little bit more efficient from the three-point line. Casey gets hot, keeps you in the game. But then you have a game like this where you shoot just 32% from the floor, 19% from 3. And Nebraska, for what it's worth, I mean, holding Kansas State to 71 points, if you would have told me that before the game, I would have said, you know what, Nebraska probably puts themselves in a fairly well-positioned to at least be competitive towards the end, and it was just a blowout since the beginning. Do you think that maybe that could be the path that we're taking with this team?
I mean, it looks like it's going down that path. It's just, it's like I said, it's tough. If you're going to give yourself an opportunity in a set offense, right? One of the things that I haven't seen them do consistently is that's put bodies on people. I'm saying body to body with a defender to give your guy an opportunity to get open behind the screen, whether it's curling, whether it's flaring, whatever the case may be in the set, or whether it's even in pick and roll situations. They did that against Creighton. I haven't seen it at the same level in the last few games. So if you're going to do that and you're going to run sets, you've got to be diligent in putting bodies on people to get screens, to get guys open, because you just don't have that breakdown. You know, like in my time, for example, there was me, there was Tyronn Lue, there was Jaron Boone, all capable, Jamar Johnson, all capable of creating space, breaking the defensive down, and finding somebody for an open one, right? They don't really have that. And so if they're not going to do that, Nate, they've got to work on mid-range, which I think is too late. It's too late in the season. You have to become very good mid-range shooters, i.e. like Rip Hamilton, who just lived in the mid-range because he used the screen so well. You got to either be great at the mid-range, or you've got to be great free throw shooters, and you got to be an attacker of the basket. I mean, all the way downhill, putting bodies, putting people in the rim, all that type of stuff. You have to be on that, or you have to get in the open court, and you have to get at least 10 to 15 fast break points, which can make the difference in you winning that game or being tight in a game. And then if you're tight in that game, then you find yourself at the free throw line where you have to shoot 75% or more in order to have success at winning those close games. It's really a progressive thing, Nate, when you think about it. All of it leads to winning basketball. And if you do those particular things, you will find yourself in more winning situation. And then if you do the little things on top of that, which is getting stops, multiple stops when it's time and it's required, making free throws and doing all those little things, you have a chance to win a lot more games.
And for what it's worth, Nebraska's next game will be at home, and it will be played tomorrow. Strick, I believe you will be on the call as well as Nebraska takes on Queens. It's actually part of the Battle in the Vault that's going to be played at Pinnacle Bank Arena. It's going to be Nebraska will play Queens. That's the night game. You'll also get to catch Mississippi State versus Drake and Concordia versus Oklahoma Wesleyan. We're actually giving away tickets to those games. We're going to give away a pair of tickets, so make sure you stay tuned at the start of the next hour at 3 o'clock. We got to take a quick break. We got Cluster coming on. We're going to do a shootout with Strick, but we're going to give away a pair of tickets. We're going to have a trivia question. Again, that'll be at 3 o'clock, so make sure that you stay tuned for that. A pair of tickets to Battle in the Vault. It's going to get you passes, I should say, to the entire lineup, too. So, again, it's going to be Nebraska basketball versus Queens, Mississippi State versus Drake, and Concordia versus Oklahoma Wesleyan. Those are going to be tomorrow night at Pinnacle Bank Arena. The tickets that we're giving away will be good for every single one of those matchups. Great game, great lineup tomorrow too as well. Mississippi State also ranked for what it's worth too. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Again, 3 o'clock hour, we're going to be giving away a pair of tickets. We got to take a quick break. Cluster Johnson, 2-time national champion. We're going to talk to him. We're going to talk some transfer portal, college football, all that great stuff. So stay tuned. Cluster Johnson coming up next right here on the block.
James Enterprise Incorporated, that company that hauls your gravel, rocks, and material for your farm or construction site, says thank you to the people of the healthcare community for putting yourself in the way of danger to save the public. That is what it means to be a hero and to build a beautiful legacy. This message brought to you by James Enterprise Incorporated. For all your hauling of rock, gravel, and materials, call them at 402-432-6740. That's 402-432-6740.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning into Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side.
Riddles Jewelry is excited to showcase the scintillating Levion Jewelry Collection. Levion is known for their love of reinventing fine designer jewelry through unique combinations of chocolate diamonds, vibrant gemstones, and precious metals. Levion and Riddles Jewelry, two family-owned businesses who put customers at the heart of what they do. No one colors your world better than Levion, so visit Riddles Jewelry today and receive $100 off any Levion purchase now through Christmas.
At Riddles Jewelry, Gateway Mall.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Your Christmas list changes a lot as you get older. Dreams of video games, remote control cars, and baseball gloves turn into dreams of shoes. You know, practical things. Brown's Shoe Fit is the king of shoes in Lincoln, with brands like Sorel, UGG, and Hey Dudes to make you fashionable and comfortable. Get 2 pairs of Hey Dudes for $100 and buy 3, get 1 free on Smart Wool socks for the ultimate stocking stuffer. And don't forget a reliable gift card for that hard-to-buy-for person in your life. Brown Shoe Fit at 66 and Q in Lincoln.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Snow showers will move into the region by later this morning and linger into the afternoon. We could see a couple of inches of snow across the region. A high of around 35, winds out of the north at 10. Clearing skies late tonight, a low all the way down to 4. And a much colder day for your Tuesday. Partly sunny with a high of 17. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to On the Block with Strick and Nate on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We on a world tour with my man. Going into the place with the mic in their hand. We on a world tour with my man. Going into the place with the mic in their
Welcome back to On the Block 93.7 The Ticket. My name's Nate Brennan. He's the Husker Hall of Famer. the 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland, 402-464-5685. Sutter Heyman text line, Honda Lincoln Hotline. We want to hear from you. Give us a text, call, or you can head over to the Sutter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. See what's going on here in studio. You can interact with us on all of those platforms as well. We want to make sure to reach you guys any way that we possibly can. So hit us up on any of those platforms. You can also give us a like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate each and every one of you for doing so if you have already. And if you haven't, go ahead and give us a like, subscribe, share. Strick, what's going on? How we doing?
Well, it's good. My guy, Clutch Johnson, was he was tied up a little bit, and so he's kind of still trying to get that handled with, obviously some of you guys know that Keegan Johnson had went into the transfer portal. Keegan Johnson was our wide receiver, probably one of the first to start as any receiver or any freshman. For that matter, there's a real small number of freshmen that actually started at Iowa. So he ended up transferring to K-State. They went down there to do a visit. And so he's been handling a lot of stuff with that and getting him transferred, especially before the holidays and, finals and stuff are all done and getting him back over from Iowa City. So we're going to miss Cluster right now. And that's okay. But a lot of stuff happening over in the NFL. And a lot of it that I talked about is like, keep your eyes open, especially the Jets game. I told you about Houston. I've been telling you about Houston, and you've been throwing me for the loop, but I'm so sorry to hear about the Indianapolis Colts, my boy.
Oh, my gosh. Well, Strick, I was saying this earlier.
I was worried. I turned the game off, Nate.
I
turned the game off. I was like, it's over.
I had already mentally prepared for this, and I've already decided. I talked to the guys on the happy hour. I talked to Bach and Rico about this, and I'm sticking by it. I think the Colts are playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. I think the Colts needed to prove to everyone that they're good enough to compete with the best teams in the NFL. It doesn't matter who you are. The Eagles barely get by the Colts, only lose by 1 with a coach in his second game ever coaching at the professional level or collegiate level for what it's worth. And then they go up 33-0 against the Vikings, who are arguably the second best team in the NFL. Oh, wait, you think it's the Chiefs? The Colts already beat the Chiefs. The 3 best teams in the NFL, the Colts have either beat or should have beat. But you know what they do, Strick? They go ahead, they blow it. You can make all the jokes you want, but they solidified they're now the 6th pick in the next NFL draft. They need to lose a couple more games. They'll get a top 5 pick, and you know what that means? That means they avoid Will Levis. That means whoever's there, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, it doesn't matter. He will be an Indianapolis Colt.
So what you're saying?
It's all. I said they're playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
Are you saying that Will Levis then? You're going with the Mel. You're going with the Mel Kiper view that he doesn't fall to Andrew Luck. He doesn't Andrew Luck to the Colts.
No, I'm saying I don't want the Colts to get Will Levis. I think that the Colts are making sure that they can decide. Because listen, this is how I look at the situation. I look at Bryce Young as 1A. I look at CJ Stroud as 1B. I think Will Levis is far down that list. If you had to ask me, I'd take the only Virginia Tech graduate in this upcoming draft, and I'd be Hendon Hooker. So that's probably why I'd take it number 3. But he's coming off an ACL tear. I understand why you'd be a little bit worried about that. But nope, the Colts just solidified that they can now get a top 5 pick. The Colts have proven that they're not far off. They can compete with some of the best teams in the NFL. Brilliant move by Jeff Saturday. Brilliant move by Jim Irsay. This franchise will be fine. They're just playing some chess, Strick.
Well, one of the things that you have to, take a look at definitely is, Taylor's ankle, who's been struggling throughout the season with that. Obviously, now there's more frustration that is coming with him going to be out potentially for the rest of the season. He's had some career lows, but they've also had bad quarterback play and offensive line performance. So it's understandable that they're in the place that they are. They know now the areas that they have to address. But if you're looking at that situation, I truly think the Houston Texans are doing it better than them because they're actually competing in
so
games. No, garbage.
Colts were up 33-0 and blew it. But you know what? Let me ask you this, Strick, and this is one thing that I didn't mention that really frustrates the hell out of me, is I understand it's funny to make fun of Matt Ryan. Oh, he blew a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl. Oh, he now blew 33-0 against the Minnesota Vikings. I've thought that is incredibly unfair to Matt Ryan. Not only did Matt Ryan score 28 points and go up 28-3 into the third quarter, He also was up 33-0 in the first half. In the second half, the Vikings had not scored a point, and they end with 39. I think that is one of the most ridiculous takes and memes that people come up with. That has to be entirely on the defense, right? In what way, shape, or form is it Matt Ryan's fault that he put up 36 points and loses? He put up 36 points. Like,
well, if you don't have a lot of depth, if you're not able to move the ball, eventually it's going to wear on you. And no matter what, the defense can only do so much for so long, right? Then things are going to start getting. You still have to be able to be effective in the offensive side of the scheme, to be able to run clock, to be able to move. The loss of Jonathan Taylor hurt them because he was actually doing. So I would say a lot of it has to be attributed to Taylor because of the fact of the injury, and then they just really didn't get much production, out of the run game thereafter. So,
but that's the thing, though, is I look at Matt Ryan's situation, and yeah, I agree with you. Stricker probably should have chewed the clock a little bit more. Probably should have scored some more points. But in reality, at the end of the day, the Colts were up 33-0 in the first half. In one half, your defense gave up 39 points. I can't look at that game and find a way to blame it on Matt Ryan. I just can't.
Yeah.
And I know the memes are funny. Oh, he gave up 28-3 lead. I look at that and I say that's the defense. I mean, at some point, like, my goodness, you got to make a stop. You stopped him the entire first half. And then you made Kirk Cousins look like the MVP of the National Football League. It's ridiculous. You know what? I'm over it. The Colts are playing chess. They're going to end up with C.J. Stroud. It's going to be fine. But another one, Strick, that's interesting, and I want to point this out because I know that you had been high on the Cowboys, and I know the Cowboys. I don't.
I haven't been high. What did I tell you? I told you this is what did I say? What did I say? I said I liked them, but here's what I said. I said I liked them, but they always build you up to achy, breaky, heart you. And so therefore I don't, and I can't buy it, and I can't get on board because they always break your heart when it comes down to the end of it.
And that was another losing the lead 27-10. Ray says Matt Ryan plays special teams and defense. Matt Ryan didn't score 36. No, he didn't score 36, but to Strick's point, he was able to move the ball. He was able to score a couple touchdowns on the offense. Like, no matter what, Matt Ryan was up 36-0. It might not have been entirely his doing, but the team was up 36-0, and they gave up. Well, they were up 33-0, but then the defense gave up 39 points in the second half, which is just egregious. Yeah, Strick, I look at that Cowboys game. I'm officially out on the Cowboys. I'm not quite ready to throw the F word on them quite yet. I think that would be a little bit unfair because I still think it's a good team. I don't think that they're fraudulent. I wouldn't go that far, but my Super Bowl prediction with the Dallas Cowboys is officially dead. I think the Eagles also exposed themselves a little bit. They did not look great against the Bears. I think the first half ended 9-6. I'm out on the Eagles. I might be out on the Chiefs. I don't know.
So then who you in on?
I don't know. That's why I'm trying to talk my way through.
You want to tell you who I'm in on since I got more sack than you right now.
Right,
to admit it. You didn't drop the ball on everybody. I got more sack. Here's who I'm in on. The San Francisco 49ers are playing some of the best ball that I can see right now in the NFL. And listen, they're doing it in on the defense. They're doing it on the offense. We're glad to know that Deebo Samuels it's not a major or bad injury, so he can come back. So you've got these things that are kind of weighing. Now, you got to just say, is Brock Purdy the guy that's going to lead you to it? Well, a lot of people didn't think Jimmy G could lead them, and he took them to the championship game. So it's something to think about. I'm just going to throw them out there right now. If you can't have a bet on anybody, I'm throwing them out.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to bet on anybody. And UNL student Cole is either day drinking, which if he's still in school, I'd probably be doing the same. Or this is actually Jake Sorensen under a different name because he says Dolphins are going to be a sleeper. I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm buying
That's got to be Jake sitting at the house patio pounding some Kevin Myers cork and bottle. That's got to be what's going on.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know about that, especially if it's through Buffalo.
But Nate, are you fighting the Lions right
now? No.
I told you the Lions was going to get the Jets. I told you. I don't know what the heck is going on. I'm not in on Zach Wilson, so I can understand. But listen, The freaking Lions are getting it done. They're going at people's noggin right now, and I like it. Cardinals are done. Let's give a hand clap. Finally, he was able to get some touchdown. And Russell Wilson, finally, he was able to get something done. But
Russell Wilson didn't even play. He didn't even play.
Oh, it was Rippin. That's right. Rippin went nuts for him. That's right. I forgot about that. Then kudos to Rippin. He was able to get something done finally. That's what I meant to say. My bad. I dropped the ball. That's right. It was Rippin that played. But listen, the one that was awesome right now, bro, is the freaking Oakland game against the Patriots. How that game ended. I feel so bad. I feel just as bad for the Patriots right now that I felt for Deion Sanders and that freaking tight end. Did you see the tight end? How sad. Just imagine how sad you've got to be for that tight end. I can't remember his name, and the ball was right in his hands, and he dropped it. You're going back home, and you've got to sit all summer with that playing. I hate that for him. Think about that same play for Oakland. He throws the ball, and it gets intercepted for the loss.
Just egregious.
And if you don't go to the playoffs now, oh gosh, if you miss the playoffs because of that one, trouble.
Well, the thing is, too, it wasn't a situation. Maybe if you were in overtime and the clock's expiring, sure. That was the fourth quarter. It was tied.
Yeah.
The Patriots were going to go into overtime. The clock had run out. One of the dumbest plays I've ever seen. And now, listen, Strick, you played at a professional level. You can speak a little bit more on that because I will never sniff an NFL football field. If I did, I'd probably do something even more stupid. So I don't want to be the one to speak on it. You can, Strick. But that has to be one of the worst plays, the worst moves I have ever seen on a football field.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the show, I can't remember who it is, but I just remember the segments. And they say, "Come on, man."
Oh, yeah.
All them. That was a come on, man moment. Because listen, I've got to say that's like in basketball that you come down the court and I'm the point guard and we're running a play for the last shot and I'm getting guys in order and I turn around and I throw the ball directly to the defense for them to go down in the last seconds and finger roll for the win or dunk for the win. That's really what happened. I'm throwing directly to the defense as if that was my guy. And they go down and dunk it.
Strick, honestly, the best part was it wasn't even a lateral. He launched it. I mean, credit to Jacoby Myers. He should be playing quarterback because he threw it like 40 yards. Like, absolutely launched it. I don't know what the
Texter says that Mac Jones was open, but at the end of the day, if I can't take it to the house or I can't run an option or run a Tommy Frazier or something, I ain't risking that one. And I'm sure special teams directors and coordinators will forever be playing that segment and saying, "Don't do that."
Whatever that was, don't do that.
Don't
see Mac Jones. The worst part about it too, Mac Jones got laid out. Jones. I mean, he got put into the dirt.
He got Derrick Henry, yo.
He did. That
Derrick
whole
Henry, get off me. He got.
Well, it was a crazy week in the NFL, as they always say, any given Sunday, quite literally this past Sunday. Strick, I'm in on the Lions, but the Lions will always Lions when it comes to the playoffs.
Well, I got to tell you, though,
I don't know.
my other team, though, Nate, real quick, my other team, watch out for the Bengals. They're full strength now.
Yes, the and they beat up on the Buccaneers, too. They were down 17-0, and that honestly, I think, shows more about a team outside of just blowing someone out, is you were down 17-0 and your defense showed up in the third quarter, forced 4 turnovers, executed on every single one of them. The Bengals are good. You know what? That might be what I'm going for. Eric and Lincoln, we're not going to talk Colts football because while the rest of the NFL is playing checkers, the Colts are playing chess. They're going to end up with C.J. Stroud. Brilliant move from Jim Irsay in the front office for the Indianapolis Colts. Pecan Pie says, Nate, you just said you're out on Kansas City. Are you high? They'll never be out as long as number 15 is suiting up in the red and gold. I'm not saying that they're out, Pecan Pie. I'm not saying that by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying if you're going to play the Houston Texans, who are legitimately, deliberately trying to tank, and you play them that closely, might be a little bit cause for concern. That was pretty rough. Strick, before we go and head to break, I got to ask you this. My fantasy football team, I'm up 11 right now. The guy I'm playing has Tyler Higbee and Christian Watson for the Packers. Now, I don't know if this is for certain, but I think Jalen Ramsey is going to be shadowing Christian Watson. Tyler Higbee is averaging 3 points, 3 fantasy football points in the last 3 weeks. Do you think I got a shot?
Higbee, you probably do. You probably do with Higbee because usually game plans shift, and it's going to be, like you said, depending on who they're going to shadow.
You got to remember, I'm up by 11, so I need him to go
you
under
need him
11.
to go under. Oh, yeah. Higbee has a chance to put up some numbers. But I will say, Justin, shout out to you. I think he's right. Justin said this on the text line, Nate. He says, "What do you? Would you say that what the Patriots did the other night is considered a Leon Lett moment?" Just to refresh your memory, everybody, a Leon Lett moment is when Leon Lett he picked up. I want to say it was a fumble, and he's running to the end zone, and like literally before he gets there, he either the ball gets hit out of his hand or he sticks it out and he doesn't break the plane, and it's like a fumble into the back of end zone. It's something crazy that happened. Yes. That cost him the game, a significant game of importance for them, the Cowboys. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that quite literally, and again, you guys have probably been watching football for a little bit longer than I have, but I have never seen something that bad on a football field. The only thing that comes close, Strick, I don't know if you remember when the Colts were on special teams and they had the punter go under center with just the punter in the center and the other 9 guys were on the right side of the football field. I don't know if you remember that play. That one was dumb. Shout out to Chuck Pagano for that.
Well, the Patriots got to feel sick because that probably dashes their hopes with that one.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. Definitely not an ideal situation for that one. We got to take a quick break. Shootout with Strick is going to come up next. Your chance to win $15. $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. We might talk about this a little bit more because it was a crazy week in the NFL. We also got to get to some Nebraska transfer portal news because they're pretty active. Matt Rule and his staff assembling a team. We'll get to all that in the next hour, but first we got to play Shootout with Strick. 402-464-5685 Honda Lincoln Hotline. Give us a call. $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings on the line. Coming up next on the block.
Hey guys, this is Lindsay Teal from Nebraska Golf Team. Imagine golfing the best courses in the world. St. Andrews, Pebble Beach, Southern Hills, the best of the best. You can play those courses and more without ever leaving the city of Lincoln at Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle has the city's best golf simulators, 5 high-quality bays that track ball speed, launch angle, club speed, spin rate, and more to give you the most accurate gameplay. Check it out for yourself year-round. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Riddles Jewelry is excited to showcase the scintillating Levion jewelry collection. Levion is known for their love of reinventing fine designer jewelry through unique combinations of chocolate diamonds, vibrant gemstones, and precious metals. Levion and Riddles Jewelry, two family-owned businesses who put customers at the heart of what they do. No one colors your world better than Levion. So visit Riddles Jewelry today and receive $100 off any Levion purchase now through Christmas.
At Riddles Jewelry, Gateway Mall.
At Koppel, during the holidays, we take time to cherish our terrific staff, community, and loyal customers that continue to drive that money-saving mile to Louisville, Nebraska. Hi, this is Sean Callahan. I can proudly say I bought my car at Koppel. And if you are in the area, I invite you to stop by Koppel Chevrolet GMC's offices in Louisville or check them out online at koppelcars.com. On behalf of Koppel Chevrolet GMC, Merry Christmas and safe travels to all.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday Season. We're thankful for so many things this year and every year and hope that everyone is able to enjoy time with family and friends during this joyful celebration. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialist here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services on the air because they care. Sunday morning. It's quiet. Not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum. Guys, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has changed my life. I'm healthier, I'm more fit, I have more energy, and oh yeah, I've lost a bunch of weight. Almost 100 pounds. Now's the time for you to take control of your health and join the Farrell's 10-week challenge. The program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition to set you up for success. And ticket listeners, you can get in for half off. The next challenge starts on January 7th at both of their locations, 40th and Yankee Hill, and their brand new spot at 70th and Vine. Get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Join today. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game!
It's all about the game. It's time to play the game. Your chance to win $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Strick is looking a little bit confident, a little cocky over there because the champ is here. He's hit 3 in a row. Strick, you're remote today, so here. This is how this is going to work. We do have Jeremy on the line. We'll get to him in a second, but I know, Strick, that you always get very excited when we have this, the champ is here, so I'll go ahead and mute you now. So, Strick, you are muted, so I can go ahead and play the music because we can't have 2 streams going at once. But, Strick, I do know how much you love this, so if you give me just 1 second. Again, we're about to play Shootout with Strick. $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings on the line, but unfortunately, you are going to have to take on the champ because he has won 3 in a row. Here he is.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
You guys are on the Starter Haven Jewelers video stream. Strick is throwing haymakers on the stream. Do a little shadow boxing. It's been a while since the champ has been here, so I'm getting a little bit excited, to say the least. It's been quite a while, actually. Strick on a little bit of a cold streak there. I think he lost 7 out of 8 at one point. It was a rough go for Stricky, but luckily for him, the champ is here. The champ is back. So back on his winning ways, and we'll go ahead and bring him back in because Strick, again, can't play 2 streams at once. But how are you feeling? The champ is here. The champ is back. It's exciting stuff.
Good workout. Good workout. Yes, it looks like I might even have to do something soon if the weather permits. So I've got to get myself ready. I had to get myself, put together because I got a little invite to go down to what is it called? Mark sent it to me. I think I'm gonna
Battle at the Vault.
I'm gonna go to Pharrell's on Wednesday around 1 o'clock. I'm going to Farrell's to get my kickboxing work on. So I had to have a good week. Get ready.
Yeah, I feel that. Hopefully weather permits because I know that it's going to be pretty rough this week. So I hope so because that'd be pretty good. I know you take some videos, do some kickboxing, all that good stuff. All right, we've kept them waiting too long. We will head to the Honda of Lincoln Hotline where we got Jeremy. Jeremy, what's going on? How you doing today? Jeremy, are you there? By any chance, do we have Jeremy? All right. Well, it sounds like we don't have Jeremy anymore. So give us a call. 402-464-5685 Honda of Lincoln Hotline. Strick, you're scaring people away. You're shadow boxing. You got people worried now because the champ is officially back.
I got to see Bud Crawford, retain and still I had to get, so it was good. I got a chance to watch that happen.
Well,
he hit it with that 2-piece chicken wing with a biscuit to the right. I was like, he got dropped. I said, woo. I mean, he went night, baby, go CP after what.
Wait, were you at that match?
No, I actually went to the concert, but then we ended up leaving the concert. We went and watched it on the pay-per-view. So soon as they were walking in, we got to see the fight. So it was a double night for me.
Well, unfortunately for you, Strick, the glory of that night might be over because we do have a caller, and he is one of 3 that are trying to call us on the Honda of Lincoln Hotline. So people want to take down the champ. People have seen enough, they've heard enough, and we're going to head to the Honda of Lincoln Hotline where we've got Ryan. Ryan, how you doing today? What's going on?
Oh, nothing. Just got in the car leaving work and I heard you drop the collar, so here we go.
All right. That's what I like to hear, Ryan. You know how this works. We're going to have you stay on the line and make sure you pay attention because Strick's going to go through his answers, and we're going to see how many points you have to get in order to win the chicken. 5 questions for Strick, 5 for you, one of them being the money ball that's worth 2 points. Strick, today we're talking about college basketball. How you feeling?
Okay. I put my eyes on that a little bit. I'm okay with that.
All right. Well, we'll see how well you do. Strick, are you ready?
Okay.
All right. We will start in 3, 2, and 1. They jumped to number 2 in the rankings. Virginia or UConn?
UConn.
That's correct. They remain locked at number 7. Texas or Arkansas?
Oh, that's Texas.
Yep, that's correct. They're the top-ranked Big Ten school behind Purdue. Wisconsin or Illinois?
Wisconsin.
It's Illinois. This Big Ten team is the first out of the rankings at 26. Iowa or Maryland?
Oh, shoot. Maryland.
Yep, that's correct. They jumped 3 spots to number 21 in the country.
It's got to be the freaking Hokies. There's no way in depth. It's got to be the Hokies because you always geeking. You try to sneak me. It's got to be the Hokies.
Buzzer, an impressive showing for you. But unfortunately, it's not Virginia Tech. Nah, I'm just playing with you, Strick. Of course it's Virginia Tech. And you know what? They still got robbed. They should be in the top 20. I think they should flip that number. They should be number 12. 21 is egregious. Get out of here with that committee. Shout out to Kevin Suits, though. He's one of the voters on the AP poll, and he needs to break Virginia Tech higher is what I think about that.
I mean, the ACC right now is struggling. I mean, Virginia Tech, I think, what they've only lost, one game?
Once. Yep, lost one.
And I remember correctly, Miami's lost 1 game.
That's once.
So they've got a few people that are down at the bottom tier. That means the ACC's kind of whack.
Yeah, well, and now maybe Virginia Tech went back to back. So honestly, I'm okay with that as long as we get another banner in the rafters that says ACC champs. I will take anything that the ACC gives us. We're going to head back to the Honda of Lincoln Hotline where we got Ryan. Ryan, how you feeling? 5 points to tie. You get a sweep, you win the chicken.
Yeah, I don't think I'm getting chicken.
Well, for what it's worth, since I gave Strick a pretty easy softball for the money ball, yours is too. I think you got that one to say the least. You just got to run the table on the other ones. Are you ready, Ryan?
Yeah, there we go.
All right, we will start in 3, 2, and 1. They jumped 4 spots after beating Indiana. Kansas or Arizona?
Kansas.
That's correct. They dropped 5 spots to number 9. Alabama or Baylor?
Baylor.
Nope, it's Alabama. This SEC school dropped 6 spots to number 19. Mississippi State or Kentucky?
Oh, Kentucky.
That's correct. They are the 25th ranked team in the country. Auburn or Arizona State?
Auburn.
Nope, it's Arizona State. They remain the number 1 team in the country.
Oh, how do I not know this?
No.
What was that, Ryan? What was that?
Duke.
Oh, no, it's Purdue who came into Pinnacle Bank Arena. And then the Huskers honestly had a chance and probably should have beat them. Blown last call, if you ask me. Ryan, luckily for you, you are not out of it. You can still win the chicken. I'm going to have you hang up now because the third caller will get $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Again, the third caller will get $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Ryan, that includes you. You can still win the chicken, but Strick, you have rightfully deserved these.
Flawless!
Not quite.
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
Well, here we are. When it's all said and done, Strick, I don't know how many times you've reached 4 straight wins. Impressive showing today. I gave you a softball with the Virginia Tech Hokies. You didn't blow it. Let's see if you blow the tiebreaker. Virginia Tech sits at 11-1, arguably the best team in the country from their most recent win against the Grambling Tigers. How many points did Virginia Tech score in the win?
Against Grambling?
Against Grambling.
95.
Oh my goodness, you're giving the Hokies a lot more credit than I would have. They scored 74, but they held Grambling to 48. So Virginia Tech rocking and rolling 11-1 on the season. We got to take a quick break. Stay with us. We're going to give tickets to Battle at the Vault coming up next. Second hour on the block. Stay with us.
Sugar, how you get so fly? Say sugar, how you get so fly?
Are you looking for some holiday fun right in the heart of downtown Lincoln? Bring your friends and family to Lincoln's largest drive-through Christmas lights experience. This show features countless high-quality lights in vibrant colors, holiday props, and favorite characters of the season, all synchronized to music to enjoy in your car. Start a new holiday tradition this year and experience the magic of Nebraska Christmas Light Show at Haymarket Park from November 26th to January 3rd, 5 p.m. to midnight. Purchase tickets today at NebraskaChristmasLightShow.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Guys, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has changed my life. I'm healthier, I'm more fit, I have more energy, and oh yeah, I've lost a bunch of weight, almost 100 pounds. Now's the time for you to take control of your health and join the Farrell's 10-week challenge. The program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition to set you up for success. And ticket listeners, you can get in for half off. The next challenge starts on January 7th at both of their locations, 40th and Yankee Hill, and their brand new spot at 70th and Vine. Get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Join today, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
At Koppel, during the holidays, we take time to cherish our terrific staff, community, and loyal customers that continue to drive that money-saving mile to Louisville, Nebraska. Hi, this is Sean Callahan. I can proudly say I bought my car at Koppel. And if you are in the area, I invite you to stop by Koppel Chevrolet GMC's offices in Louisville or check them out online at koppelcars.com. On behalf of Koppel Chevrolet GMC, Merry Christmas and safe travels to all.
Your Christmas list changes a lot as you get older. Dreams of video games, remote control cars, and baseball gloves turn into dreams of shoes. You know, practical things. Brown's Shoe Fit is the king of shoes in Lincoln, with brands like Sorel, UGG, and Hey Dudes to make you fashionable and comfortable. Get 2 pairs of Hey Dudes for $100 and buy 3, get 1 free on Smart Wool socks for the ultimate stocking stuffer. And don't forget a reliable gift card for that hard-to-buy-for person in your life. Brown Shoe Fit at 66 and Q in Lincoln. Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day workweek schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a best-in-class beer experience served by craft beer experts, guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering place with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. Hopcat is your pregame headquarters for basketball and volleyball all season long. Hopcat is located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com.
Public schools are the cornerstones of our communities, and it's communities that ensure students have great public schools. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Learning happens at home, in school, and everywhere in between. We all have a role to play in supporting student learning in the classroom and beyond. Help us make this the best school year yet.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Riddles Jewelry is excited to showcase the scintillating Levion jewelry collection. Levion is known for their love of reinventing fine designer jewelry through unique combinations of chocolate diamonds, vibrant gemstones, and precious metals. Levion and Riddles Jewelry, 2 family-owned businesses who put customers at the heart of what they do. No one colors your world better than Levion, so visit Riddles Jewelry today and receive $100 off any Levion purchase now through Christmas.
At Riddles Jewelry Gateway Mall. This is On the Block with Strick and Nate. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for 3. And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
And Hokie Homer turned Husker, Nathan Brennan.
Everyone knows that I'm the smartest person here.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Nate.
A good Monday afternoon to all of you. Hope you're staying safe. Hope you're making good decisions. It's a little bit slippery out on the roads. It will continue to be that way throughout the rest of the week. So please plan ahead. Stay safe if you're on your way home. Think about possibly working remote if possible. Going to be some very difficult roads to drive on over the next couple days, especially Thursday. Looking at a high of possibly 3 below zero, 50-mile-an-hour winds, possibly 5 to 8 inches of snow. Certainly not ideal conditions. So, again, please prepare ahead. Please stay safe. My name's Nate Brennan. He's the Husker Hall of Famer, the 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland. You're listening on the block, 93.7 The Ticket, 402-464-5685. Sutter Heyman text line, Honda of Lincoln hotline. As always, we want to hear from you. You can also check us out on the Sutter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Strick, what's going on? We're about to give away some tickets. How does that sound?
Yeah, man. Let's do it. I think the people deserve it. You know, we're very giving, and it's the season to be giving. Let's say.
You know what, Strick? We are very giving. I thought about that earlier, and I said, you know what? I want to go back-to-back segments, give away something, and we gave away $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings in the last the last bit of last hour. Now to start out this hour, we're going to give away some Battle at the Vault tickets. So it's 2 tickets to tomorrow's slate of games, Mississippi State versus Drake. Concordia will play as well, including Nebraska and Queens, to end it all at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. And we're going to give you tickets to every single one of them. So it's a pass for the entire day. It's a pair of tickets. All you got to do is be the first person to answer my trivia question correct. And to be honest with you, I'm not even sure if Strick knows the answer to this one, but we're going to ask it anyway. So again, 2 tickets, a pair of tickets to Battle at the Vault tomorrow. All you got to do is text us, 402-464-5685, Sutter Heyman text line. Text the correct answer. So this is the question for 2 tickets, a pair of tickets to Battle at the Vault, which gets you into every single game tomorrow. This is the question. Give us a text, Sutter Heyman text line. How many steals did Strick have in his minor league baseball career? So how many stolen bases did Eric Strickland have during his minor league baseball career? Text us, 402-464-5685, Sutter Heyman text line. The first person to text in the correct answer will get a pair of tickets to Battle at the Vault tomorrow at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Strick, I got to ask you, as someone who played in minor league baseball, as someone who the question is literally based off of, do you know the answer?
Oh, oof. Total
in your minor league baseball career.
I have an approximation.
Well, Strick, if you want to head to the text line, James just got it correct. Congratulations to James. He got it correct just in the nick of time, too, because there were some other texters that also texted in the correct answer. Strick, the answer is 19. In your minor league baseball career, you had 19 stolen bases. Pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah, a total of 3 games?
I think so, something like that. I looked it up earlier because I was like, I want to do kind of an obscure question about Strick. Everyone knows about your basketball career. Not everyone knows about your baseball career as much. So 19 stolen bases in his career for Eric Strickland. Appreciate all you guys texting in. James, go ahead and send us your number, your full name, and your email, and we will make sure that you get those tickets. I'll have to check with Mark, see if you either pick them up here at the station or if we email them to you. No matter what, we will make sure to get you those tickets, James. Again, send us your full name, your email, and your phone number. We appreciate you. James will go away with the 2 tickets, the pair of tickets to Battle at the Vault tomorrow. Tickets still on sale, too, if you guys want to check it out. Again, it will all lead up to Nebraska facing off against Queens tomorrow night in Pinnacle Bank Arena. Strick, let's switch it up a little bit because we're going to get Brian Munson.
Wait, man, hold on a second. I was a Golden Glove. I should have been getting paid like Aaron Judge, man. My numbers were comparable to Aaron Judge. My slugging percentage. I mean, I need to be on that, man. I need to get that paper, man. They need to be paying me something, man. Have you seen my Golden Glove numbers, man? My percentages and fielding. And all that? Did you look at the depths of the numbers? No, I'm just playing.
Did you play baseball in high school?
1 year.
What, your senior year?
Senior year.
What'd you do? How were you in your senior year of baseball then?
I hit 283 with like maybe 10, 12 home runs, and yeah, I was smacking that ball every time I got up.
There you go. Maybe
I got up.
Drake, you should
I
have
ate
pulled
4. No. Actually, it was. I want to say, if I remember correctly, it might have been, 383. I hit almost 400.
That's pretty good. Did you guys win anything? Did you guys?
We lost. I mean, you got to think about how tough it was. Like, for example, when I played football back in the day, you could go 9-1 and miss the playoffs. Now anybody gets in. You know, it's pretty easy to get in the playoffs. You could go 9-1 when we played and miss the playoffs. 9-2, miss the playoffs. And so, yeah, it was tough. It was very district and numbers oriented. It was all these formulas and stuff like that they put into it. But yeah, we missed the playoffs, like going like 9-2 or something crazy.
Well, that ain't right. Ben says on the text line, Eric Ricky Henderson Strickland. That's what they called you back in the day. Maybe you should have gone the baseball route. Who knows? Probably not. You were pretty successful in basketball. I think you chose the right.
Maybe I should have. No, if you really think about it, and I know we've got Brian coming up, but if you think about it, Nate, I probably if I would have thought, about it a little differently, I probably had it because the Marlins didn't have like that establishment yet.
Right.
So they ended up winning the championship. Some of the guys that I played with, like Edgar Renteria, Vic Derensberg, a couple of those guys were on that. Tony Samuels.
You played with the minors?
Yeah, they were on my minor league team.
Nice.
So actually, Edgar Renteria was the one that had the winning shot up the middle, the winning base hit up the middle to win the championship for them.
In 2003,
he was our shortstop. He was our shortstop in the minor leagues. Edgar Renteria.
That's awesome. So you got to find a way to get him on the show. That'd be awesome.
Man, Edgar was from Venezuela and didn't speak any lick of English.
So maybe not.
He was 16 years old. He probably back down there. I don't know. I ain't talked to him in so long. It'd be probably
yeah. Well, he was pretty good too, and a World Series champion. So credit to him. Yeah, you probably had a lot of guys on that team, Strick, because in 2003, as many of our Cubs fans know, that was the year of the Steve Bartman incident, where the Cubs probably should have gone to the World Series.
You want to know who I played against, and I could tell that he was going to be that good? Johnny Damon.
Really?
He was with the Royals. He was playing. We were both in rookie ball together. He was with the Royals. And that, when I tell you, he could have an infield like grounder, and I'm talking about a firm one, and dang near beat it out. That's how fast he was. Yeah, Johnny Damon was like that.
James says 1997. Yes. James, go ahead and text us your full name, your email address, and your phone number. I'll make sure that you get those tickets. I got to stop by Mark's office, see if we're going to send those to you or if you got to come pick them up. Just send us that information, and we'll make sure that you get those. Ben says 2003 Cubs was my first sports heartbreak. Well, welcome to the Chicago Cubs, because they've had certainly a lot of heartbreaks. I've had a lot of heartbreaks in my sports career too. 2003 Cubs is at the very top of that too. That was rough. Oh, Mississippi Mud Dog says so. He was on the 1997 team. So
97 team.
For some reason, I thought he was on the 2003 team. The 2003 team. I remember the one that I remember about the 2003 team more than anything was Josh Beckett. That dude was filthy, and then he ended up going to the Red Sox. Shocker. Strick, I want to make sure we get to this before we get to Brian Munson. I know he'll break it down a little bit more. But over the weekend, Nebraska, he had a lot of crystal balls his way, but Nebraska officially gets Jeff Sims, former quarterback for Georgia Tech, in the transfer portal. What do you make of this? Because I know that Casey Thompson is obviously at the top of the priority list for Matt Rule and the staff. He's been a big focus of discussion lately. Do you think maybe this is an indication Nebraska could be moving elsewhere, or do you think this is more of a Chubba Purdy situation where you're giving yourself some type of insurance?
Well, first of all, you're getting a guy in Sims that is a dual threat type of guy. Yes, there's some accuracy issues because he's like, I think at around 58% on his completion rating, but he has jet-like speed, like the cat can go. And he runs a very good read option style of game. He could be a piece that's a great, one where you're getting a 3-year type of starter in ACC football. You're getting somebody that's pretty solid. Whereas Chubba Purdy or someone like that coming in, you just don't know. Like you've got tape, you've got a lot of stuff that you can rely on him. Plus the uncertainty of knowing what's going to happen with Casey. You just don't know when you come out of surgeries. You don't know how that the body's going to respond. Is there going to be tightness or tension? Is there going to be some apprehension to want to really release and do different things with that shoulder? I mean, there's a lot of things that they're just trying to probably just protect against. And that's a good find to go out there and find somebody that could be in a position like that.
Yeah. I'm just interested to hear what those conversations were like, and we'll never know. We'll never be able to get inside that room and see what was finally the selling point for a Jeff Sims. But I think you're right, Strick. Even if you are able to keep Casey Thompson, I'm assuming that he would be the starter going into the season and probably going into camp. But we saw last year, especially if you're going to have O-line struggles like you did last year, which as a Nebraska fan, I certainly hope that isn't the case. But if you do, it's always nice to have a capable backup, especially when you're playing in the Big Ten. Do you think that maybe Casey Thompson is possibly waiting to see what kind of movement there is in the transfer portal, because this first wave of transfers that we've seen, Casey Thompson still part of Nebraska's roster for what it's worth. He is getting surgery that could maybe delay some of the process, but Casey Thompson still part of Nebraska's football team. He will be the assumed starter heading into next season if this is the only transfer portal addition that Nebraska makes. Do you think that maybe he's just kind of sitting and waiting? Because you got to think a lot of Casey Thompson's success last season was built off of Trey Palmer. Trey Palmer's decided to declare for the draft. I'm assuming that there's still some type of conversations between Matt Rule, this coaching staff, and Trey Palmer, but by all indications, he's heading to the NFL draft. Do you think that's possibly part of the process?
I mean, I think Casey Thompson's going to use this opportunity as a opportunity to really look, take his time, assess what Nebraska's trying to do, what they're bringing in, what they retain, and if he feels like that's going to be a good situation for him. The problem with jumping into the portal, we've already went over the numbers here. The numbers are quite crazy, right? 19,700 some odd kids that it went in the transfer portal. Really only about 40% of them land somewhere that's a viable spot for them, or they find that it's a place for them to be able to thrive and excel. The numbers aren't very good in that nature, but especially coming off of an injury, do you really want to go somewhere else with an injury? The potential of possibly having to win another starting job, you don't know how it's going to pan out. I think he would be more secure here at Nebraska than he would be trying to jump into the portal and go somewhere else. But he's a competitor too, so I don't think he's going to run away from the competition of Sims coming in. I think he's going to embrace it and he's going to do just like he did when Purdy and others came in and tried to compete for the position.
I think for what it's worth, the sentiment on Casey Thompson's probably at an all-time high as well. You saw what happened with Nebraska when Casey Thompson wasn't out on the field. It certainly didn't look great, and I know that Jeff Sims is probably going to have a different look and a different feel to this offense if he were inserted into that starting quarterback role, but I think that Casey Thompson's value is definitely towards the top of every Nebraska fan's list. Also want to make sure that we mention, and we're going to ask Brian Munson about this, Strick, but probably the most interesting thing that happened over the weekend was actually Dylan Raiola officially decommitted from Ohio State immediately after, within the next 5 minutes. Coach Rule, Matt Rule, had the gif of, I believe it's the Undertaker. Basically rising from the dead with the eyes emoji, and in it, for a lot of you that are active on Twitter, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But do you see this as a situation where Nebraska could be a part of this mix? Because also want to make sure to point out the only member of last year's staff that was retained on this new regime was Donovan Raiola. And there were some offensive line issues. I like that they retained him, but it just makes you think maybe Nebraska could have that inside track to the top recruit for the class of, I believe, is 2024.
2024. We don't know for sure if they're going to be able to land him, but him decommitting that's a tremendous opportunity.
It's huge.
It's huge especially for Nebraska. Whenever you have an inroad of a family member or somebody that's at a specific spot, it does make a difference. Plus, he comes from legacy, right? So he's going to have every opportunity to lead a charge, to be the person to lead this transition into a new Nebraska era potentially. Obviously, Rule would love to have somebody who would be a Stapleton of a quarterback for you, absolutely, similar to what they thought when Adrian Martinez came. You kind of thought that he was going to be your Stapleton for years to come. But to have someone of his caliber with the ability to throw and the ability to, he has some good feet. He's not necessarily a blazer, but he has some good feet. But he could be a tremendous quarterback for Nebraska and a great catch. The top quarterback prospect in the 2024 class, maybe in one of the top overall prospects. So if they can land it, but he's going to be watching. He's going to be watching what they do, who they bring, what type of players are going to have before he pulls the trigger. And so I think you can see him being a late pull on it. He'll probably watch how this team gets off, what type of start they get off to next year, who they bring in, and decide at that point, if Nebraska's going to be a fit for him.
It's just so fascinating because when we talk about Dylan Raiola, and I know that we mentioned it before, but after watching how this season eventually came to be and Nebraska finishes again without making a bowl game, this is a program changer. I mean, this is the type of player that legitimately propels your program forward. And you look at a Nebraska roster, a Nebraska program, a fan base, basically anything that you want to mention. I mean, they're craving a guy like Dylan Raiola. This is the guy that could possibly resurrect your program. And I don't think we need to understate that, because him coming to Nebraska would be huge.
Yeah.
Huge. And we're going to ask Brian Munson, too, because he follows all of this recruiting. He's been following the Jeff Sims situation. He's been following Casey Thompson. He's certainly been following the Dylan Raiola situation as he decommits from Ohio State. We're going to ask him all of his thoughts coming up next right here on The Block, 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lindsay Teal from the Nebraska golf team. If you're looking for a Christmas gift for the avid golfer in your life, don't give them something they can't even use until spring. Get them the gift of indoor golf from Double Eagle Golf. Grab a gift card for a stocking stuffer, or give the gift of a membership and let them golf all year long. Their space is also perfect for Christmas parties, corporate events, birthday parties, or anything else. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West Sow Street.
Paul and the staff at High Electric want to wish all 93.7 The Ticket listeners a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Cherish the season and all that it stands for. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from High Electric, your go-to in Lincoln for all electric needs.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com. Your Christmas list changes a lot as you get older. Dreams of video games, remote control cars, and baseball gloves turn into dreams of shoes. You know, practical things. Brown's Shoe Fit is the king of shoes in Lincoln, with brands like Sorel, UGG, and Hey Dudes to make you fashionable and comfortable. Get 2 pairs of Hey Dudes for $100 and buy 3, get 1 free on Smart Wool socks for the ultimate stocking stuffer. And don't forget a reliable gift card for that hard-to-buy-for person in your life. Brown's Shoe Fit at 66 and Q in Lincoln.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs. Decking the halls with boughs of holly sure sounds great until you're the one who has to do it. Take the stress out of your holiday parties this year and host your gatherings at Suite A Events by Mary Ellen's. Suite A is the perfect place for your year-end company parties or other large gatherings. Suite A and Mary Ellen's can handle the food, the desserts, the decorations, and of course, those holiday spirits. See for yourself online at SuiteAEvents.com or at 27th and Pine Lake, right next to Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and I'm back with Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln.
Andy, you said to me earlier you have a lot going on at the dealership. Can you tell our listeners about it?
Sure can, Charlie. As I've said before, if you don't see a vehicle on our lot that you're looking for, it's probably on its way soon.
So, how many new Hondas do you have in stock or on the way?
We have a total of over 325, Charlie, with a great selection of Pilots and Ridgelines in stock right now.
Well, we have been talking about the Honda of Lincoln way of buying cars for several months. How is that going?
People love it. We're buying all makes and models, whether they purchase the car from us or not. I mean, really, it's a no hassle, and we will pay them cash on the same day.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday Season. We're thankful for so many things this year and every year, and hope that everyone is able to enjoy time with family and friends during this joyful celebration. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialist here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services on the air because they care.
Public schools are the cornerstones of our communities, and it's communities that ensure students have great public schools. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Learning happens at home, in school, and everywhere in between. We all have a role to play in supporting student learning in the classroom and beyond. Help us make this the best school year yet.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to On the Block with Strick and Nate on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to On the Block 93.7 The Ticket. My name's Nate Brennan. He's the Husker Hall of Famer, the 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line, Honda Lincoln Hotline. As always, we want to hear from you. Give us a text or a call. You can also check us out on the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Give us a like, share, subscribe, follow on all of those platforms. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Still waiting on Brian Munson. I told him to go ahead and give us a call. Brian's a pretty busy man, so I know a lot has been happening here in Nebraska, recruiting and all that good stuff. So we'll make sure to wait for him to call. We're expecting one hopefully here in the next few minutes. But until then, Strick, we can keep this conversation going because as we've seen, Matt Rule has been on the recruiting trail, definitely been trying to assemble this roster, has now assembled his coaching staff. So I just got to ask you, because this is what Texter brings up on the text line. And I want you to speak on this because you played at a high level. You played for a team that was very successful. And Texter says this, it's not just getting him, it's the guys that would come because they want to play with him. And I think that's a huge aspect of it. And that's one of those things is you talk about the impact of Dylan Raiola and what that would mean for this program. But I think that's a big part of it too, is when you have a player of that caliber, you get guys that follow. And I think that follow is what's really going to build Nebraska into what I think it would become.
Well, one of the things that's missed about this new generation and style of play, like even when I played, it was very regional dominated. You pretty much, your recruiting process was a little bit different. It's who could get to you, how the word got out about you, or what national or camps you were able to attend, whether it be, team camps or 5-star. They had 5-star, they had NBDL, they had different camps that you could attend, right? Whereas now, a lot of these kids, they may not even play on the same team and play 7-on-7 together. They go around and go to these different camps, whether it be Under Armour camp or whether it be Nike camp. They all do these types of things together, and they have these conversations while they're having. Where are you thinking? Where are you going? Why? They're having these conversations behind the scenes that we didn't do. One of the ones I can say started this, and it's part of how we were able to have success in Nebraska when I was there, was Jawan Howard. Jawan Howard was the advocate for what ultimately became the Fab Five, because when they were at these big camps together, and a lot of these cats, they played against each other. They were in the same area. You had Jalen Rose and you had Chris Webber all up in the same area. They were having these discussions, these conversations. You bring in Jimmy King, who we actually played against at Nebraska in Vegas.
Really?
When he was with Ostertag, who ended up going to Kansas, he ended up going to they just had 2 7-footers we weren't able to overcome. But that's the things that's going on now. And what kids are doing, they're starting to recruit, whether it be by social media. They're all working together in cahoots to figure out where they're going to go, and they're going to work together. That's probably how you ended up getting Washington, who came over from Texas when Casey Thompson jumped into the portal. That stuff happens more than you think. And guys like Raiola and other guys, they're having conversations with people because there's somebody that they feel comfortable throwing to. There's somebody that they like working with. There's linemen, there's people that they work with on different situations that they would love to bring with them, and let's build something together. Hopefully that's the case.
Texter says the entire coaching staff positions have been filled. I believe Texter, wide receiver, is the only one still left on the board. So I think every position has been filled, yes, up to this point, except for wide receiver coach. This is what UNL student Cole says, Strick. And I kind of want to touch on this because, for one, I don't know what would be a bigger deal, but I want to know what you think. He says, would landing Dylan Raiola be a bigger deal than landing Matt Rule? You
want me to you want me to touch it before you get in, or
I think just initially when you say that, I think yes, specifically because of what that would lead to. Because I think when we ask this question, and I know that the text line could help me out here, 402-464-5685. Who would be the biggest recruit since Dylan Raiola? Now, again, this is all speculation. We're not saying Dylan Raiola is coming to Nebraska. Don't quote us as saying that. We're saying if that's a possibility and he's opened up his recruiting and he comes here, who would have been the last guy to have this kind of impact? I mean, you have to look at that. And Matt Rule obviously comes with his own baggage, has turned around programs like a Temple, like a Baylor, but Dylan Raiola is a plug and play instantly. I don't care who is the quarterback on the roster. This is a Trevor Lawrence-esque situation that as day one, as a true freshman, he is either starting or a part of the conversation of starting. Like this changes the whole direction of your program. So let me ask you, Strick, what's bigger, Matt Rule or Dylan Raiola?
Well, I think for what you're trying to do in building a program, you could just look at the landscape of quarterbacking in college football, and you can say that it's those who have some of the better quarterbacks in their organization, i.e. your Alabamas with Bryce Youngs, even some of the success now that Oregon have with the transfer into Bo Nix, even when you go and look at Tennessee's success, if it wasn't for, Hendon Hooker and the way that he was connecting with some of the receiver core that they have there at Tennessee. Then you look at some of the downfalls with bad quarterbacking when you look at DJ right?
It's my boy.
So you look at Clemson, right? They're not happy about what's going on, with that quarterback situation. It hurt them. Klubnik was probably the one that everybody was pushing for. You even saw at some point the lack of success that Michigan was having when they didn't have a stability at the quarterback position, right? So I think that is important. And when you get somebody at that caliber who has the capability of making every throw, reading, who understands the game at a high level, who you're going to get at that foundational transition point for what you're trying to do with your program, to be able to build up with it, those are phenomenal gets. And that quarterback position is very important, and you can track that going all the way back in Nebraska's history. You can track that all the way back to Tommy Frazier, even to Scott Frost, and as well as our other Heisman Trophy winner, Oh gosh, Crouch as well.
Yeah. Well, this is stars wise. Doug says also, thank you for correcting me, guys. There hasn't been a quarterback coach either. So wide receiver and quarterback coach. Thank you for correcting me. Maybe Dylan Raiola is part of that discussion of who do we hire at quarterbacks coach again. I don't know. I'm not part of that discussion. Just speaking out loud here.
I would surround him. I would surround him, Nate. I would find somebody that's in his atmosphere, in his orbit.
Yeah,
that he likes, and I'd hire him. I would hire him. I would hire him.
I would too, because again, this is a program-changing guy. Doug says, stars-wise, Marlon Lucky is UNL's highest-rated recruit, number 74 nationally all-time. So I believe that this would be the highest-rated recruit in Nebraska's history. I know Ndamukong Suh was up there as well. I don't believe he was number 1 for his class. So
actually, I don't think so, man. I actually think Ndamukong Suh was overlooked. I could be wrong. And Sauter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. Help us out, because I think he was overlooked and he just emerged and became something that great, if I remember correctly.
I can't remember, but for some reason I thought that Ndamukong Suh. Yeah, okay. Suh was a 4-star. That's what I thought. Okay. No, he wasn't quite a 5-star. Maybe that type of impact on the field is what you get from a Dylan Raiola, because if you ask me, Ndamukong Suh should have been more a part of the Heisman discussion, but that's not here nor there. This is what Sandman says, and he says, does NIL come into play when it comes to getting Dylan Raiola to Nebraska? I think yes, but this is how I interpret the NIL situation, Strick, and let me know what you think, because you played in the era without NIL. I think that, yes, NIL comes to play when it comes to Dylan Raiola, but let's be honest here. Nebraska isn't going to be the only school with big pockets to say, hey, come play for us. There's got to be some other type of incentive for Dylan Raiola to come here. Will NIL play a role? Absolutely. But when you have a player of that caliber, it doesn't matter what school he's choosing from. It doesn't matter if it's Ohio State, doesn't matter if it's Michigan, doesn't matter if it's Alabama, doesn't matter if it's Nebraska. All the schools that he's looking at is going to give him a handsome NIL deal. Listen, it's just the reality of college football now. When you're that highly touted of a recruit, it's going to be a factor. I think what puts Nebraska possibly at the top of the list compared to other schools is the Donovan Raiola of it all. And on top of that, if the quarterback, not hiring a quarterback coach yet, is also part of that discussion, I think that's also what could possibly lure a Dylan Raiola to Nebraska as well.
No, man, I think you've got a good point. That is something. It's going to be something outside of just NIL. And again, you've got to understand, everybody that's listening, whether it be on the Sauter Heyman text line or on the radio, whether you're on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube, right? What's changing is those individuals that are deciding to go specifically for this. There's another dynamic that's happening out there. It's performance based, because you really don't have a connection and you don't have contracts that are really just set in stone type of deals. And you're seeing what's happening down in Texas A&M right now. Texas A&M is having problems, and a lot of people are jumping because there's guys that are not performing. There's guys that didn't perform up to the level. There's guys that didn't even play, and they're expecting these high NIL deal money that they're supposed to get, and they're
not giving it to them.
They're not getting it. So you're seeing that's happening now. So I think it's got to be something more than just NIL nowadays that kids got to look for, because they're going to be either frustrated, upset, they may not perform, and they may not get what they think or expect that they're going to get because there's nothing, and then there's nothing for them to go back and try to fight over or go into court for, right? Because really a lot of this stuff is just such new territory. It's tough out there to figure out, how to decide. There's no precedents that's set as far as rulings or a judge that's being applied, putting out there any precedent. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen.
We have to wait and see. And like I said,
last thing, Nate, I'm sorry. One more point. And Rule is looking for something more than just NIL. He's looking for character. He's looking for integrity. He's looking for a different type of, intangibles in a player than the typical just guy that's looking for the NIL deals. And I think coming from the family situation, that helps mitigate that.
Yes. Yes. I mean? And I was about to say, if we know anything about the Raiolas, I think hard work and competition is going to be a top priority for Dylan Raiola too, which is why I think that he would come at a perfect time for the transition for Nebraska, possibly getting into this new era, whatever you want to call it for Nebraska. Getting some text here. Doug says that Sue is number 7 all-time for Nebraska on 24/7. So Ndamukong Suh, pretty high recruit for Nebraska, number 7 all-time. Bob and Lincoln says Marlon Lucky, 5-star running back under Callahan. He would have been the number 1 recruit all-time for Nebraska. So this would break in a new era for Nebraska. It'd be the top-rated recruit in their program history, and we'll just have to wait and see, because again, he has not decided yet. All that he has done is decommitted from Ohio State.
The one thing also to watch is what's going to happen down there in Texas, because you're going to have a similar type of situation. The good thing about Nebraska is that Dylan Raiola is 2024, right? And the majority of even what they're looking at, and this is a reason why you've got to be looking at Sims and watch for Purdy to jump in the transfer portal, right? You got to be looking at Sims, and you're also looking at Casey Thompson, each who are a few years and then out the door, right? So you're looking at 2023, and then by the time Dylan Raiola comes available in 2024, both Casey and both Sims would be on the outro. So then there's a space that's open for him. So this is why I don't think you're seeing anybody on the young part of the spectrum that they're looking to bring in at a high level. They're looking to have somebody more towards the tail end on the way out the door, so that they can open up and make room for those type of discussions that they're probably having with him.
And if I remember correctly, Doug and Lincoln, when we talk about all-time recruits, I believe that does start in the year 2000. If I remember, it's 2000, 2001 in that range. I can't remember the database 24/7. It's around that 2000 year that they start looking at those numbers. And again, Dylan Raiola officially decommits from Ohio State. Matt Rule, definitely exciting Husker fans tweeting some things that we don't really know the answer to, but it definitely gets us excited in Nebraska. Would be the top-rated recruit that Nebraska ever gets in their history. Would definitely be credit to Matt Rule too for getting him, if that is the case. Would definitely be a very exciting time in Nebraska, and something that we certainly want to see. Trust me, there is under no circumstance that I would ever say we don't want Dylan Raiola at Nebraska. If he came tomorrow, that would be awesome. Also, Strick, to your point, interesting to see Arch Manning go to Texas, because Quinn Ewers still got some time there. So there could be some quarterback controversy there. So I think timing-wise, like you said, Strick, it would work out pretty well for Dylan Raiola, and that's probably one of the selling points for Nebraska and this staff. We got to take a quick break. Going to wrap this up, put a nice bow on it in the next segment. And we're going to have a little crossover with Old School. Jay Foreman on his way. He'll be in the building breaking all this down. Lots happening right now in the transfer portal and recruiting. Matt Rule assembling his staff. Lots happening for Nebraska football, even though the season is officially over. We'll get to it next in the crossover. Stick with us on the block.
Riddles Jewelry is excited to showcase the scintillating Levion Jewelry Collection. Levion is known for their love of reinventing fine designer jewelry through unique combinations of chocolate diamonds, vibrant gemstones, and precious metals. Levion and Riddles Jewelry, 2 family-owned businesses who put customers at the heart of what they do. No one colors your world better than Levion, so visit Riddles Jewelry today and receive $100 off any Levion purchase now through Christmas.
At Riddles Jewelry, Gateway Mall.
Decking the halls with boughs of holly sure sounds great until you're the one who has to do it. Take the stress out of your holiday parties this year and host your gatherings at Suite A Events by Mary Ellen's. Suite A is the perfect place for your year-end company parties or other large gatherings. Suite A and Mary Ellen's can handle the food, the desserts, the decorations, and of course, those holiday spirits. See for yourself online at suiteaevents.com or at 27th and Pine Lake, right next to Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul.
Paul and the staff at High Electric want to wish all 93.7 The Ticket listeners a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Cherish the season and all that it stands for. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from High Electric, your go-to in Lincoln for all electric needs.
Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a best-in-class beer experience served by craft beer experts, guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering place with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. Hopcat is your pregame headquarters for basketball and volleyball all season long. Hopcat is located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hey guys, Nick Sadert here, and I want to tell you about my friends at Spine and Sports Chiropractic. I experienced a herniated disc in my lower back a few years ago, and thanks to the folks at Spine and Sports, I got back to feeling 100%. At Spine and Sports, they use the active release technique, which involves the soft tissue and can alleviate headaches, shoulder pain, plantar fasciitis, and more. What I like most about the ART method is that your doctor will construct a plan that fits your needs because the technique is not a cookie-cutter approach. Allow Spine and Sports Chiropractic to help you feel better. Set up your appointment today by giving them a call at 402-261-6841.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay. Playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Snow showers will move into the region by later this morning and linger into the afternoon. We could see a couple of inches of snow across the region. A high of around 35, winds out of the north at 10. Clearing skies late tonight, a low all the way down to 4. And a much colder day for your Tuesday. Partly sunny with a high of 17. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to On the Block with Strick and Nate on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to On the Block 93.7 The Ticket. My name's Nate Brennan. He's the Husker Hall of Famer, the 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line. On the Lincoln Hotline. You can also check us out at the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Strick, we are lucky enough to now be blessed by the Jay Foreman.
Jay Foreman in the building.
What up, Strick? What up, baby?
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Hey, man. What's up, man? The elements got you hemmed up.
It's the elements today, my guy. But hopefully tomorrow's. Well, I've got to come tomorrow because I got to do I got to do the TV game on Big Ten Plus tomorrow for the Battle in the Vault for the Huskers.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
So I'll be down early. I'll be down pretty much all day. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna come suited or booted. It's gonna depend on how cold it is.
Hey man,
It's
that
gonna be cold.
that might be like a onesie or pajamas day today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not about looking good. It's about being
You got all the warm clothes. I do not. I'm kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I heard. Now I don't know if there's any truth to this, but Thursday there might be a wind chill below 50.
Whoa, wait, hey, this ain't Minot, North Dakota.
Because
right?
they're
This
saying
is like Alaska.
They're saying
Right.
the actual temperature is going to be 14 below, and there's going to be winds up to 50 miles an hour.
Well, that's when Stricky goes into hibernation, Jay Foreman.
Yeah, I'm
Stricky
right there with you.
gets all the food, you know, and he gets a full belly, and he goes like the bear into hibernation. That's when Stricky goes in. I don't come out that day.
You catch up on your movies and stuff, man.
Exactly.
Catch up on some Netflix.
Yeah.
So, Jay, man, I got a question, man. What you think about this? You know, the potential, because we obviously don't know what's going on the back end. But what you think about this Dylan Raiola decommit? You know, what you know, does it have some legs, or is it just something that's kind of just happened?
It's got a little legs. I don't want to, I mean, it's me and Dom are pretty close. You know, he's somebody I trust, and we're pretty close friends, and so you know, I could see it coming. But you know, with me, Strick, I never wanted to overstep my boundaries, man. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I definitely know that Nebraska has just as good a chance as anybody else. So you know what I like about this? This is actually let you know if I'm Matt Rule, this is the perfect situation I have. The slate is clean. I'm coming in here working. You know, he's going to take Matt Rule and the whole staff as they are, and they have to present a good opportunity for him, and not only him and whoever else he plays in the summer with, but just continue along the process of, you know, putting a good product out there on the field. See, I think, you know, what people don't give Dom enough credit for is the way he thinks. Like, he was a great player. I knew he was a great player when he was a freshman, and I knew he was great when we played in the league. And to play that long, you have to think about the game, you know, the strict at a different level. So that's the knowledge that he's passing down to all of his children. You know what I mean? And it's cemented by, you know, his wife and their family structure, but they're thinking about things bigger than wins and losses. And so you have to present everything. And so to not only not only to get Dylan convinced and to believe in you, you got to get Dom, and then more importantly, the mom. And it's a family decision, and so that's the best way. So it's not just, hey, let's, you know, get out the bells and whistles, give you a whole bunch of sweatshirts and stuff like that, and, you know, try to throw some, you know, NIL money at you and think they're just going to just be, you know, head over heels for it. You have to be honest and true to who you are. Dom's been around the block, and he's going to do they're going to do his best for Dylan. So if you come correct, and it's also, I will tell you this, and if people could take it however you want, it's how you treat people that he knows though as well. I'm telling you, Dom is a very loyal person. I'll tell you that. He knows right from wrong. He knows the business side of it. But if he knows that you are disrespecting somebody that he knows, you ain't got a chance in hell.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
So that's just, and so, you know, if I know that now, you know, I would go into it. If I was Matt Rule, I would find out who knows him pretty well, and I would try to take some, I don't know, what would you call it, some recon, Eric, some recon. I would do some real deep research on how to, you know, get with Dom, get with Dylan. You know, because if you just come, you know, lollygagging, it ain't gonna work out well for you.
Keep in mind, Jay, still no quarterback coach announced either.
Yeah, but it's in Satterfield. I don't think that's it. I mean, he's looking holistically. Dom knows you're gonna have a quarterback coach. It's not gonna be in the middle.
No, but I'm saying that there could be a like maybe they're waiting to see if there's a possibility Dylan Raiola get someone that could possibly entice him to Nebraska. I'm just speaking out loud here.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know.
I mean, the
it's
more the
not-
merrier.
There's
The
a,
more
I
the-
mean,
the more the
Nebraska's
merrier.
without a
Yeah,
quarterback
yeah,
coach,
yeah, yeah.
and this would be the highest recruit in Nebraska history, at least start.
Yeah. If I'm looking at Jay, if I am looking at this as a possibility, I'm doing everything I can. And you just said a key word, surrounding. The more the merrier, right? You
Yeah.
want to surround them, and it's very similar to what they were trying to accomplish in dragging away Aaron Rodgers, right? Similar to what they did in the recruitment of getting Devontae Adams to kind of come over to.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's
right.
Yeah.
So you
I mean,
wanna-
it's not only the guys that are going to be on the team.
Yeah.
Who's around the program? Who's allowed to be around the program? How they're treating probably his former teammates. I mean, it's all that stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, I came on here and said that one of the things that Ohio State did. You know who was at the airport? Bobby Carpenter, one of Don's former teammates. We
Mhm.
do Big Ten together. You know, the old regime, you worry about somebody on the radio. Ohio State is like, come one, come all. You know him, get him here. I knew he was committed there 2 weeks before he came out on his little deal there or whatever.
Well, also, you got to think, too.
You can't be a joke. We have got to get out of the thing of posing.
Well, they said that they weren't going to recruit another 2024 quarterback, and that's exactly what they did. So I don't know if maybe that was the last straw for Dylan Raiola, but basically you
That sounds
lied to
about
his
right.
face.
Right.
You lied to
Well,
his face.
What I just tell you, you got to be a man of your word.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And once you kind of do that, then you know there's no. I wouldn't say there's no coming back, but it's an uphill. It's an uphill challenge for Ohio State, just like it is for Nebraska. But I think Nebraska has a little bit of leg up. Now it's getting everything in your ducks in a row.
Mm-hmm. It'd be huge for Nebraska. Strick, 40 seconds left. Last thoughts.
Well, listen, Nebraska's got some work to do, especially on the football side. Recruitment is still a major issue on the basketball side. They got work to do on the football side. They've still got to figure out some things and what they want, the additions, some of the pieces they want to add, and we got to hopefully go Big Red.
Go Big Red for sure. Strick, we appreciate you. We will talk to you tomorrow, hopefully in studio. To everyone on the roads right now, please be safe. Make smart decisions. It's going to be a rough one out there on the roads. Make sure you're taking care of yourself and your family. That'll do it for us here on The Block. We will see you tomorrow, 2 to 4. Old School coming up next right here, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a